Hi Diana, Henry, Cynthia. This is a video introduction on how you should proceed. I'm going to try and make it pretty condensed, not too long, so you get a basic understanding of Notesmaster, the program, how we monitor the program. So perhaps no more than 15 or 20 minutes, but at the end of it, hopefully, you should be well orientated. Video tutorials would be the way to go. I know everyone has a busy schedule, other commitments, so this would be a very simple way for you to watch and check in and see how to learn a new skill as we progress. So I'm going to take it that none of you have registered. I haven't been able to find any of you in the database. My colleagues haven't either, so I'm assuming none of you have registered as yet. So Notesmaster.com, that's our starting point, and we're going to sign up. So the platform, if you scroll down, all these areas guide you through the platform if you want to read more, learn more. It's an international platform, partners from around the world, Commonwealth of Learning in Namibia, corporate sponsors Orange, etc., ministry in the Seychelles. So feel free to explore the platform to learn more about the various different features. For our purpose here, let's sign up. So we click sign up. Let's try, if we can, to use Chrome. Chrome is always the easiest, most lightweight browser. A lot of our features we developed specifically for Chrome. If you don't have Chrome, it's free to download. If you prefer to use another browser, that is also fine as well, but the best experience is in Chrome. Select Caribbean, then select Belize. And now all schools in Belize should be listed here. Excuse me. So pick which school, or if your school is not listed, or if you'd like me to add it, then just let us know. I'll pick Gwenley's Evening Division. So now enter your email address. Now this is a actual email address because this is an internal mail system on Notesmaster, but it will allow you to get notifications to your external mail. So if somebody leaves a comment on a resource you have created, you'll be notified by this email address. Put in your password, select educator, pick your category. Don't worry too much if you're not fully represented, education officer or Ministry of Education, teacher in service, all are fine. Mail, put your name in. I'll be called Douglas for the day. Douglas Trump, let's do that. Douglas Trump, here we go. So that's me for the day. You can add an image if you wish, and then you select your syllabus. Now this is what makes Notesmaster quite different from the other learning platforms. You're going to, for your cases, select CSEC, and we're going to select our subjects that we will be studying or taking. Now the subject you select here produces the syllabus in the Workspace. So if we're looking for entrepreneurship, for your case, Diana, will select entrepreneurship, and that will give us a copy of the entrepreneurship standards. Now, Dr. Palmer provided these standards. If we're looking at other subjects, and if I just quickly reference here, this is the list of subjects that we're covering. As you know, food prep, electrical, cosmetology, all of these are covered. So CSEC is what we're actually covering, but we're also looking to cover life skills. I think this came across in the presentation I did. So life skills is typical to Belize, and I think Dr. Samuels wants to add social studies as well. So that should, in some respects, tailor the platform to a Belizean context. So I'm going to add English, for Henry for English, and Cynthia for POA. Now this is a sheet that we use to keep track. You'll probably see these emails popping up shortly. We copy and paste each of these into an email. Progress has been very slow this first month of July. Very, very slow. A lot of teachers through our WhatsApp group. If I just flick here to show you, we have a WhatsApp group. This is a CXE content activity currently underway, and if I scroll down here, this is our Belize WhatsApp group, and it's quite a vibrant hub and chat. So you'll be added to the group here, and then there's subject specific groups as well. If I scroll down here, a Belize IT group, and there's a Belize English group, so you'll be added to that as well from your perspective there, Henry. Now, jumping back to Notesmaster. So I just wanted to give you a background to the program so you know a little bit of what is what. So if I add CSEC Principles of Accounts, here we go, and I add CSEC English. Modern language is English. How we put it up here? Nope, I think it's just a straightforward English. So scroll up, here we go, English A. Accept the terms. These terms basically explain that it's a free-to-use platform, copyright, Creative Commons, etc. And then enter these. Stop, S-T-O-P, and my turn. And these are designed to just ensure that you are a human registering. So give it a minute. Sometimes it takes a while. If the internet is not great, it'll take you a moment or two to connect. Welcome to Notesmaster is what you should see. Then next, this is a little animation, show you how to add resources, how to find resources, and next again. Now, I want you to first join a group. So we're going to click to join a group. The group we're going to join is this COL Ministry of Education Youth Sport Group. CCSLC Spanish Subject Association. So Notesmaster is full of subject associations, and part of the program is that CXE have a subject association, a virtual subject association for every subject, and we populate these with material and activities based on CXE's requirements. So if CXE is having a workshop, they'll put the material in the virtual subject association, and the teachers then have to join the virtual subject association. So if I click find, and then I select my subject, then I'll be able to see, in which case CSEC. If I select modern languages, I can see CSEC English, and there's a content activity here that CXE has done previously. So a diverse selection of groups here. So I'm going to join this group. If I go back to it, if you navigate away by any chance, just click groups. Featured groups is our COL Ministry of Education group. If you want to find and navigate, here you go. And anyone can, of course, create their own group. So it's asking me to join group. Click to join. It's going to give me just a disclaimer, letting me know that groups are communities, so there's no bullying or any of that stuff that happens in a group. And I'm into the group once I click accept. Now our post area is where we communicate with one another. Excuse me. We leave posts. Videos I post here, my team post here as well. Refreshing videos, how to use different softwares, how to use the OER template, how to add images, how to use Notesmaster in relation to SlideShare or Prezi, how to use tables. So the videos I spoke of before, they're all here. Let's click on them and they'll play. Good day everyone, welcome to this little... So I've made a series of videos, so it's a standardized approach for me here in the Caribbean. You'll hear my English / Jamaican / anywhere in the world accent, I'm told. So that is our post area. You have a question, you want to leave a comment, you put your post here. Hello, how are we today? So this is a community vibe. It'll underline it if it's wrong or spelt incorrectly, just correct it there. Now I click post and it posts. So this is a way that we can communicate with one another. There is a chat now, so anyone who's online and wants to be contacted, you can click on them here and have an instant message with them. You can open a private chat, have a private chat room if you wish. Just some of the other features. Close that down. So posts, shared resources. Now, principles of accounts, English, entrepreneurship. This is where our resources are going to accumulate. So this is our group area. We create our material here in our workspace and we're going to share it with the group. An example, if I click on mathematics, I have a copy of the syllabus sections, Now, by far the best performer in this program so far is Louis. Louis Zatina is creating material nicely laid out using the template. Nice image, nicely laid out, clear, easy to follow, nice video. It's got a video on top of each other. Just about acceptable. Just about acceptable. Instructional design principles. We don't want to be overloading the user. Which one do I go to? But it's just about acceptable. It's nicely spaced. And then he's got a little practice quiz. I click it. I'm taken to another website where I can then practice on this little simple multiple choice quiz and move on. So we're not reinventing the wheel. Mathopolis is a free website. I can take this quiz over and over. And what we're trying to do is create a body of content that is indigenous to Notesmaster. It lives here. It's by someone from Belize, but it's also showcasing them lots of other stuff. And by stuff, I mean videos from mathmeeting.com, videos from Khan Academy, quizzes from Mathopolis. So I'm being channeled not down a specific path that this is just what Louis thinks, but I'm being exposed to a wide variety of resources that'll help me reinforce my understanding of this topic. So critically, I can read, I can watch and listen, and I can practice. So that is what we're talking about when we're thinking of e-learning in this modern day. We want them to have multi-modes in a simple resource. So a lot of the time you'll hear, well, can we use this offline and da-da-da-da-da. You can with the Aptus to an extent, but the fundamental point is it's an e-learning platform. So if you want to package it up and put it on a CD-ROM, then you're losing the ability here to then leave a comment. So one of my team has left a very, very nice resource. Well done, sir. I would say no more than 2 videos. He too has said no more than 2 videos in this area. So just about okay. So that'll be the process. You'll create your material, you'll share it with the group, and then someone at Notesmaster Support will leave you feedback here. Okay? Once I like this note, say I really like this note, I can click Add to Workspace, and I'll have a copy of Louis' note in my workspace. So let's take a look at our workspace. Before we do, 69 resources. 69 resources. Our target is 2,500 over the next 9 months. So that is why this chart is important. And that is why the number in July is so painfully small, and it's a problem. Equally, in August, it is also going to be a problem if we don't up the pace and get some commitment from some participants who have not yet done anything, namely, let's say, our electrical colleagues here. So it's not about naming and shaming, but it's about understanding that maybe there is a lot of work happening. So at TVET, ITVET, maybe there's a program. Is that why there's a lack of output from that? And we need to understand and work with them there. Okay, so it's a community effort, and it's 4 objectives, 12 in total. So if, for example, Wayne is away, unavailable, on holiday, then Lloyd and Rule can do 6 each, and Wayne can be okay for that month. So it's about the subject total, not specifically the individual. So if I leap back to Notesmaster, sorry to keep leaping here, I'm trying to show as much as I can without having you sit here for 20, 30 minutes. So this is our group. All of the subjects in the program are contained here. We're going to get to our target, we will, and then the group is going to be opened up for everyone. So the areas of Notesmaster are as follows. Workspace. This is your personal workspace. It's a new platform being signed off, so this is the all-new Notesmasters currently in beta. Please bear with us while we iron out the rough edges. Almost signed off. So this is my workspace. English, Maths, Principles of Accounts, Entrepreneurship. You might recall I didn't add Maths during registration. I added English for Henry, POA for Cynthia, Entrepreneurship for Diana. I just added Louis' note to my workspace, and in doing so, I now have a copy of the math syllabus and Louis' note here in my workspace. So if I really like this note, I can click copy, and I'll have the ability to edit Louis' note, make any differences, enhance it. And we can see how he has constructed it very well in a table. So he is using a table format here. a table without a border. So if I click on this, click here, table properties, you see no border. This will become apparent a little bit as I move through. So this is our editor, just jumped you into the editor here, but this is our editor, and this is what you'll be creating your content in. So I'll close this, and here we have Louis' version, and here I am, Douglas Trump, my version as well. So what do you do? Having joined this group, you'll be given the rights to share content with this group. So you're going to create your content. The first thing you need to do is note that there are 41 objectives. So it says objectives covered, 0 of 41. So you need to, Henry, discuss with the other English participants. So in this case, I jump to here. So Henry, discuss with Blanca, Herman, Myra, Denise, what parts of the syllabus they are doing, and pick your section. So someone is doing understanding, expression, understanding. Just pick one that they're not doing and proceed. Similarly, there's rather a smaller group, Cynthia, for POA, and yourself and Ronaldo will be dividing it up between you. Never mind, pick as many as you can and achieve as many as you can. Now we're looking for the revised section, accounting as a profession. That's what we're doing. We're creating material for the revised section. You see section 1, revised section. You're creating material for the revised section here, okay? And entrepreneurship. These are the standards. Quite small, looks quite easy relative to some of the other CVQ subjects. So you will liaise, Diana, with Rommel, and the two of you will decide, or the three of you, excuse me, Herman, will decide which parts of the syllabus you are, or the standards you're working on. So how do you proceed? Entrepreneurship. Select once to open the syllabus, small business operations, my topic, my objective. Click. I'm going to add new content. Going to put in a title. Oops, I forgot what I'm doing. Concepts associated with entrepreneurship. I click add new title. Concepts. I'll give it the title and I click create. Now that loads my editor. Now, all I'm going to show you here is that you're going to click Go Advanced and you're going to click Template and you're going to select OER Template. Click. And you're going to click OK. This lays your page out for you. So you're going to enter your title, concepts, and your title's in place. Try to retain this format. Then you're going to introduce concepts, introduce your work. Then you're going to add a statement or a sentence, something that makes it relevant to the reader. Contextualize it to them. So concepts of being an entrepreneur. Have you ever had a business idea, wanted to start a shop? Have you ever sold something to someone? That's the makings of a young entrepreneur. Something that contextualizes it, makes it relevant. And then you can explain your topic in depth here. Now you can add an image. And there'll be a video to show you how to add an image. Introduce that you're adding an image. Now take a look at the image below. So delete this text and add something appropriate. If you don't wish to add an image, just delete the table by clicking on it. See the corners are highlighted. Right click and then delete. And then delete this section also. If you find you made a mistake, undo. There we go. You can add an image. To add an image, you just click, hold the mouse button, drag it so it becomes blue and highlighted. And then you'll be able to insert edit image here. Or you'll be able to use your file manager. There's a separate video on that. Video. So maybe I want to add a video. Click so it gets blue again. And this is my YouTube button. I click here and I can type concepts of and it starts pulling up stuff, entrepreneurship, pulling up popular stuff on YouTube. Click, entrepreneurship concepts, click, and I can preview this video here.
हेलो एवरीवन। तो नेक्स्ट जो वीडियो है दैट इज ऑन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप
Now,
कंसेप्ट। तो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप से रिलेटेड जो
it may be a nice video, but the sound isn't good and the accent is quite strong. So I'll try another one. Click here. If I'm happy with this, I click Insert and Close. And it's inserted here into the space. Again, I would introduce the video, and I would use this section to give a brief summary of the video, just in case it didn't play, or the reader, learner, teacher didn't have sufficient connectivity, or YouTube is blocked in the school. And last thing now, SlideShare and Prezi. That's the space for SlideShare and Prezi. There's another little video on that you'll find in the post area. But generally, they are excellent. If possible, try to create your own digital footprint. Don't invent the wheel, or reinvent the wheel, I should say. If you've got a Prezi that you found someone has done something already for you, then use that. But it's good to create your own Prezi. SlideShare is also good to create. SlideShare is free to create and use. If you want to use Prezi, let us know. We'll get you a subscription. But SlideShare is for PowerPoints, as you may know. And there's a video on SlideShare and how to use it for PowerPoints. And then you want to add a little bit of a quiz, a little bit of a connectivity. So I want to add a quiz on concepts of entrepreneurship. So in this resource, I'm reading, I'm visualizing through the image, I'm watching and hearing, and I'm doing with a Prezi, and I'm then reinforcing my learning with a quiz. So a lot of elements on a page. Try not to do too much. Some objectives may require more than one note. Okay, more than one resource. So you don't need to make the resource too long. And then something practical, like, think of an idea, write it on paper, run through it. So something that gets their mind working away from the note, so that little activity they can do. It doesn't need to be marked. And then something to remember. Remember we did this, or reinforce it. If you don't wish to use the section, click on it so it's highlighted here, select it, and then you can just delete the table if you wish. Usual points: copyright to be respected, reference, make sure we understand the referencing process, make sure we specifically understand to some extent how you would like to proceed with your material. And by that I mean, are you using particular characters? Is your material going to have a particular theme? Are you going to be looking at things such as Pixton, which is a cartoon editing site? It's a very nice site. Will your material retain a particular color scheme? So just a few points there, that we have put this color scheme in place. It's by no means mandatory that you have to use it. It just blends in with the aesthetics of the site. Our designer Josh would be more than happy if you decided that you wanted to do something else. That's not a problem, but bear in mind instructional design concepts. So we will go over each note, and critical to that process is your material good? In that, is it nicely presented? Can I read it? So is it a green background with a pale green font? Is it a lot of pinks here, and then some yellows here, and then some blues here? Think instructional design concepts. Think simplicity in that sense. And if you're going to have a theme, it's okay, but try and carry that theme right the way through. If you're going to do some red at the top, then if you want to use another color, try and use some red here so it matches. Think of it like getting dressed. You're not going to go out with a red tie and a green shirt and some purple pants and some yellow socks. So just try and make your note appealing, not too gaudy, and certainly not too overbearing. So with that said, I can save my note now, and I close this here to just show you what happens. So I've saved my note, and here it is in my syllabus, concepts. That's my school, my name, and location. Now, currently this is private. So Douglas Trump, my son is only 3, but he finds Trump the most funniest name in the world, so it's stuck in my mind. If Douglas does not want to keep his content private, he needs to share it. So I'm going to share my material from here to the group. So I click concepts. It opens up, okay? Nicely laid out for me, sections. Notice the faint horizontal line so that I'm now into a new section. That's why we need to introduce this section, etc. I click here. Make sure you select your links to open in a new window so that I'm not taken away from my page. And if I want to make changes, I click edit. Edit. And then I'm going to click share. And you see here, I can group share with the COL Ministry group. My colleague, whilst making this video, gave me editor rights to the group. So I will just click group share. That's all I'm doing. Group share, save. I close this, close this. We now see it says shared. So I have one resource. If I can refresh my page, you see at the start here, entrepreneurship, I have no objectives, 0 of 24 objectives covered. Once you refresh your page, it'll start to guide you in how much material you have created. So as a teacher, you'll be able to reference how much of your syllabus is created. So we see a little orange line there, and I've covered 1 of 24. So when you're finished, or when the teacher is finished, or the student is finished, we can see how much they have. They can see, how much they have covered. So come exam time, your syllabus is covered, you've seen all 24, and you're well set to pass. So if I finish by taking you to the group, in our group area, you see I've now joined this group. I'm now a contributor to this group. Click on this group, it appears up here every time now. I go to member, shows me a list of how much materials we have all created. So each week we look at this and we review and provide a summary to yourself, Diana, Dr. Samuels, and Keith, and Dr. Palmer. And here I am, Douglas Trump. One resource shared. Okay, so we keep track of everyone. And as I say, Louis is doing a great job in getting started. So my note is then here. Entrepreneurship, follow the number 1. And here we are. Concepts, Douglas Trump, here it is. So we would then take a look at this note, and at the bottom, we would leave feedback. Okay, and then you would act on that feedback. So, first steps, register please, join the group, send me a little WhatsApp once you've joined the group. I'll give you permission to share with the group, and then try creating something in your workspace here, and then share it with the group for feedback. In the meantime, I'll put you in touch with your subject groups. So Cynthia, I'll introduce you, you may know each other already, I'm not sure, to Ronaldo. Henry, I'll introduce you to these English colleagues. And Diana, I'll introduce you to Rommel here and Herman. So you can then have a discussion and decide which areas you cover. So I may have overrun. Hopefully you have a broad idea. I may have repeated myself from some of the things you saw in the presentation on Friday. But get started, try to have fun. I'll be sharing different softwares with you, Pixton, Prezi, audio clips, etc. So do call on us at any time. Obviously there's a time difference based in the UK, so you'll get a response from us as soon as possible. WhatsApp is always easiest, but email or Skype are most welcome as well. So Diana, Cynthia, Henry, thank you. Welcome to the program, and I look forward to making good progress with you all. Thanks for watching.